What's the motherfucking deal, Sauce Nation? It's your boy Ed Honcho, aka at the real Ed Honcho on Instagram and Twitter. And if you just want those saucy, delicious, flavorful Sauce Sports takes, you can catch me at Sauce Sports HTX. But this is a Sauce Sports special. If you don't know what Sauce Sports is a Houston homer channel. So we talking about, the Texans, the Astros, Rockets, Dynamo, Dash, usually. Or we talk about athletes that may have some affiliation, any kind of relation to the situation that's going on in Houston. We're going to splash a little bit of flavor on it. But today we talking about something. We talking international. We talking everywhere. Plus, I think they may have a tour stop in town. I saw something that said they did. I don't know. There may be a lie. It doesn't matter. But we're going to talk about it because this is what's going on. This is what's happening in sports. This is what everybody wants to talk about. Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. I tried to do a video about it a couple of weeks back when it was first announced. Actually, it'd be better now. It messed up. Video got all fucked up. But anyway, you want to know my opinion on it. And I'm going to be realistic with you. Let's be sensible. There's no bias. There's no nothing. And straight up and down, out the way. Floyd McGregor fight. It's not going to be interesting. I think Floyd's going to handle him easily. You can say all these things, and I'm just telling you this because now if this was an all-around, like I say, MMA fight, then it will obviously be no chance because you got a guy who studied in various disciplines, and he's good in a variety of disciplines. Of course he beat Floyd. Floyd's only trained his hands since he was little. That's it. Nothing else. So of course, he's not going to be as adept at, kicking and doing all the other shit. If this was an MMA fight, it would be no chance. If it was just an all-around fight, it would be no chance. But you have to realize this. This is a boxing match. Conor McGregor does not stand a chance. You're telling me that a guy who comes out and practices for maybe, even if it's a year, so I don't know how long, they've probably been talking about it behind the scenes for a long time. Even if he trains solid for a year with all his other professional background and everything else, you're telling me that all these other guys in the world who've done nothing but train their hands since they were young, 10, 8, 6 years old, and been fighting their whole lives with their hands and couldn't touch Floyd, couldn't do anything with Floyd. You're telling me that Conor McGregor is going to come out and whoop Floyd. He's just such the epitome of fighting that he's just going to come out and whoop Floyd. I'm going to tell you why not, because if that was the case, he'd have beat Diaz that first time. And I mean, if he was just, this amazing super fighter. He's a great, great fighter. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it confused. I like Conor McGregor a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He talks a lot of shit, but I'll tell you why I don't, because it was a thing with him and Rousey why I didn't really care for either one of them when they were both, undefeated and all that. Because both of these motherfuckers started using Mayweather's name. Mayweather was not talking about these people. These were, small ants to Mayweather. The dude is the most paid fighter of all time. It's all about making money. So people with just a couple of million, and you say, well, how does he not know Conor McGregor when he came? I said, who is that? You know what I'm saying? It's quite possible. Now, he could have been saying that just to, shoot the shit, because he's aware, he's very, into sports and things like that. But as far as who is this guy that's on my level, hasn't had the level of fights I've had, hasn't made the money I've made, and who does he feel he is to just be calling me out? He's not even in my same arena. Ronda Rousey, Conor McGregor, both of them were calling out Floyd's name. Floyd never mentioned these people. Floyd was not concerned with either one of them. Then shortly after that, y'all saw what happened to Rousey, and she don't talk about anybody. No, she don't even want to talk about fighting no more. And then, what's his name, lost after that. But both of them stole Floyd's blueprint, start talking about money. That's what happened. Ronda got her ass kicked. She started talking about all the money. Oh, well, she could probably go buy a nice house in Arizona after fighting me because she going to make that. Like, nobody makes more money than when you fight Floyd Mayweather. Now, this is what I want people to understand first, and then we're going to get into, why I don't think Conor McGregor really has a chance. Here's the thing. When this fight is over, win or lose, Conor McGregor will be thanking Floyd for giving him more money than he's ever had a shot at in his entire life. So he's talking all this shit right now, but in reality, he appreciates the shit out of Floyd. Because if that was the case, Conor McGregor would be making this much money every fucking fight, and he never has. He's never made this much money in a fight. It's probably might be more money than he's made in his career that he'll make off this one fight. Fighting Mayweather is a life changer. You know what I mean? So that's why I say I don't understand. He's trying to use the implement, I can elbow you and do you this and do you that. But you can't do none of that shit. It's already in the contract. So he's trying to make Mayweather afraid, well, I'll do this and I'll do he's willing to, but he's not going to do any of that shit. You're going to see it's not going to be good. I have a couple of amigos. They're professional boxers that box on something. And we're gonna get them on when I think they got some fights coming up. We're gonna get them on and do an interview. And I sat with someone. I just asked them about some training and about what McGregor was doing and in relation to boxing and how some of these things translate. And they're like, some of the training that he's doing is just stuff that boxers do not do. And now I understand that you want to bring some variety and try to do something different in the ring. But all this crazy moving and all this other shit is going to get you knocked out. Like you trying to be too creative. You don't have the basics of the sweet science down. And so what I mean is, yeah, he was an amateur boxer, but apparently he's moved away from that discipline and focused on a lot of other things. So what I think is going to happen is, honestly, they're going to get in there. Conor's going to get his ass tagged several times, and I think that switch is going to flip and he's going to forget and fuck around and kick Mayweather or do something like that. And after that, it's a wrap. It's going to be a wrap. You're going to be done, son. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, we can talk all this stuff. I mean, you can just look at hand speed. You can just look at movement. That little shit with the fucking heavy bag ducking up under it. That shit ain't shit. That's not benefiting you. That movement, you think that Mayweather ain't seen people move like that before? Anything that these unorthodox things that you're trying to bring, you can't bring the MMA into the boxing ring. You cannot do it. It's two completely different entities. So, what I'm saying here is, even like at the pressure, you could tell he's like, oh, this is different. It's just different. And so people were just thinking it's just going to be a fight. Well, it's just a fight. It's a fight. No, man, let's be sensible, okay? Because they say, well, in MMA, it's harder because you have to train this discipline and that discipline. Okay, but then that means you're having to spread your time out amongst different things to work on. Here's what you got to realize why Conor McGregor's boxing in MMA is good. Because at the same time, yes, he might have good hands, solid hands for him, an MMA fighter. But, when you fight a guy, he's not looking at that leg twitching, at that possibility of getting kicked. Floyd's focus is going to be in that torso up. And that's all he's going to be concerned with. He's not caring about what the legs are doing, all that twitching. Same thing with like basketball. You got to watch that waist. You know what I'm saying? Where's that waist going? There's certain techniques, certain little things that you have to pay attention to that, that don't translate. In MMA, you have to be aware of every body movement that your opponent is doing. You don't see that leg twitch, and that's it for you. You know what I'm saying? That's when that heel comes to the side of your head and you're knocked out. But that doesn't happen in boxing. So I don't know, you got to sell the fight. Conor's a professional shit talker, and you got a lot of people behind him that are rooting for him, that want him to win. I just don't see it happen. Let's just be realistic. You're going into this man's arena, and a lot of MMA people are, well, all these boxers are just dismissing it. There's no disrespect, like I say, to MMA, but when you have to focus on multiple disciplines, it's not the same as giving all your energy into one thing and becoming a master at it. You can be good to great at various things, or you could be the very best. You can master every aspect of one thing. But you can master multiple things, but it's going to be a lot harder to do so. And you won't be able to do that in the same time frame that you can when you're focusing on one craft. And I'm like saying, I'm looking at 40 years old, Mayweather still looks fast at speed. I'm looking at the different sparring. I'm looking at the different things, that have come up, just training videos that have been popping up. And I'm telling you, it's nothing, like I say, that Conor's doing is super impressive because, like I say, it's just shit you've seen regular boxers. I mean, except for the weird shit he's doing with the bag. But as far as hand speed and everything, you've seen guys that bring all this. You know what I mean? I'm going at Floyd. I'll be honest, in a boxing match, Conor McGregor couldn't beat Earl Spence. You know what I mean? So with that being said, and Earl's on the come up. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous to think that this guy's his hands are just so good because he could kick people and choke people out and do other things and all these other, that just his hands are good enough to compete with people who do nothing but train their hands all day. And so, not even really going into the details. I'm just talking about things to me that just make sense. You know what I mean? And not even about if we took these two guys out the equation. That's just what it is. Now, we saw what happened when an old boxer tried to go do MMA. I don't think it translates as well from boxing to MMA. It could. It depends on when you would try to transfer or try to get into it. You couldn't do it late in your career. And at the same time, I think it doesn't work as well if you've been training MMA, all this, and then trying to just go into straight boxing. I don't think they translate well into each other. but it is what it is. So with that being said, man, I'm kind of harped on it too long. Splash a little bit of sauce on. I want to know you guys' opinion. I want to know what you guys think. I know a lot of people out there are rooting for McGregor, just rooting for him. But you got to realize, I mean, I want to know your realistic expectations. I mean, I don't want to know what I hope McGregor goes in there and knocks him out. I want to know what you really think will happen, not your hopes. I want to know what you think will happen. Be honest with yourself, okay? I mean, I really want you to look at the situation, think about the things I said, and be honest with yourself. You know, comparing those things and tell me what you really think the outcome will be. Matter of fact, it's okay, SauceNation. You know I fuck with y'all. I want to know what you think is going to happen. I want to know what you hope is going to happen. I want to know how you really feel. So I want to know what you hope is going to happen and what you really think is going to happen. If it both is going to be the same, then that's cool. But with that being said, man, we didn't splash in the sauce a little bit long. We're going to do multiple parts of this because this shit going to continue to go on. It's going to continue to be talked about. And so we're going to have plenty more to get on. But with that being said, man, I'm your boy Ed Honcho, a.k.a. at the real Ed Honcho. So I'm a chunk of deuce up, man. SauceNation, y'all be cool like y'all be cool. And oh, yes, of course, a little bit of self-promotion. I forgot. Go ahead and get that dripping on them shirt, that Sauce Sports shirt, the first official limited edition, only selling 25. I think it might be like around 15 left. So, you know, get those. And like I say, after I reach the 25 limit, ain't selling no more of those. You know, get that. Support the channel. I appreciate all the love that y'all have been giving already. Like I say, man, SauceNation, y'all cool. If you're new to the Sauce, man, please subscribe. Like I say, we don't talk a lot of fighting because, like I say, it's mainly H-Town. But if you like what we talking about, man, we gonna fuck with us. If you from Houston, fuck with us. Because if you talk about the Texans, the Rockets, all that other shit, and you not one of a fan of those teams, you're not gonna like it. So I'm just being honest with you. But with that being said, deuce up, SauceNation, y'all be cool like y'all know how to be cool. It's your boy Ed Honcho, and I am out.